Day 26 of my 90-day challenge. I was invited to move over to the other videoing group today, and I started to read some of the instructions about the blueprint and about the different groups and kind of like the topics of discussion. And so today it's interesting because I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about, even though I've got lots of things that I could. But I just felt the need this evening to talk about change and how change affects us. And I suppose I'm putting this out as a question to the community because I just think that there's something about a discussion here around that when change is all that we've got. Change is inevitable. It's probably one of the only certainties that we've got in life, that change is going to occur. It's occurring all the time. And yet it's not something that we often really look at until it occurs. And I remember making lots of decisions in my life that involved me changing who I was, changing who others believed that I was. And just looking back, it's kind of made me think, that if all those changes hadn't taken place, I wouldn't be here today. And while some of them might have appeared to be really extreme and really highly emotional at the time, and they were, gosh, were they? But I look back now and wonder, were they as big as they seem? Because I think often when you remove yourself away from a situation, or when you've moved back from a situation and you're able to look in, then I know for myself, or when I was able to look in, I knew for myself that it was my enormity, it was my view on the situation that made it as big as it was. And often it was because I was thinking about everybody else, about how that change that only me could make, that the effects that it would have on everybody else. And I don't know if it's just being a woman, I'm not sure, because I know that men make decisions, but and also hold that responsibility. But I think I've kind of like put it down to the masculine and feminine within ourselves. That we're all born masculine, we've all got masculine and feminine within us, and it's about that balance. And I think I was brought up a very kind of like had a strong masculine energy in my mother, and I think I adopted more of a masculine way of being, even though my feminine side, which is a very this is both very highly sensitive child, I didn't nurture her as much because I wasn't able to. So there was a lot of pain, really. And even as I was growing up, there was a lot of pain. And even as an adult, actually, what pain's there, but I suppose it's about the breakthroughs. I mean, often I would think that it was breaking down, but really nothing was really ever breaking down. It was breaking through. So as I'm just sat reflecting on change and the fact that change is constant, and that life is an adventure, and we're not here to suffer. We're not here to be sad. We're not here to, well, there is a contrast of that. It's that thing of how are we living in our joy? How am I living in my joy? And now that I can look back from all the different pains that I'd experienced in my life and the different choices that I had to make, which were so painful, I'm just so glad now that I can look back and just think, I needed to make those decisions in order for me to be here today. And as I'm hearing more people talking about living the purpose and living the life of meaning and living the mission, it's kind of like, do you know what? In order for us to do that, we have to change. We have to, really look at our lives and think, is this causing pain or pleasure? And if it's painful, then there's only us that can change it. Because as much as we want to hide maybe away from our pain, as much as I wanted to hide from my pain, the reality is I was still feeling it, and so were other people around me. And until I made that change, then other people told me the pains that they were feeling, that they picked up from me. So I think that's just my reflections, is that a lot of people are coming into my life who are looking for change, and I know that I'm able to speak my truth and speak from my heart and my soul, and Yeah, it's just a, I'm wondering what other people's thoughts are around change, and how it impacts people, and the people that are coming to us are people that are looking for change. So how do you handle that? So I look forward to hearing anybody's comments on that in the community. Love to all of you, because you're all amazing people. And I shall see you on day 27. Thank you.